Hello, and welcome back to the podcast, Badass is the New Black, where I share truths and actionable tips that will take you to the next level in your business and your life. I'm sure to encourage you, change you, and inspire you to be the best version of you, doing only what you were created to do. This is episode number 5, and I'm your host, Chrissy Chin. I am super excited about today's topic. We get to talk about all things business, which I love. If you don't know me, I'm obsessed with business, with marketing, high ponytails, dangly earrings, all the cool things. But I'm going to share a little bit with you today on how I built my 7-figure online business in hopes that you can take some of these principles, modify them to fit your product or service, and then duplicate what I have done in your business. So I really didn't think that how my business got started or the process that I went through to go from before my business to launching my business to getting all these subscribers, thousands of subscribers, I didn't really think that my story was worth sharing. You have to remember that I went to school to be a nurse. I didn't go to school to be a business major or, I didn't learn all this marketing stuff. So I really learned it as I was building my network marketing business. That is how I got introduced to business. When I was a nurse, I got introduced to network marketing, and I really discovered through network marketing a lot more about business, a lot more about marketing, and it eventually led me into starting my own business, which is now, plus 7 figures, which is super exciting. I sometimes have to pinch myself and think did this really happen? I went to school to be a nurse, and now I own a 7-figure business, and I have other businesses as well. So it's a little bit surreal to me, but I went to a conference, a summit through Kajabi, the platform that I use, which I love. And there I met a lot of other online, business owners for online products and services. And we were all sharing our story about how we, got started and launched our business and how it all came about. And every time I'd share my story, people were just kind of blown away by the process and how it happened. And I didn't really think much of it because it was just really a natural progression. I would say some of it sort of happened by accident. Some of it happened by intuition. But I just didn't really think that it was that big of a deal. I was just like, yeah, this is what we did. And people just kept saying, that's so crazy. Your story is so crazy. You have to talk more about your story so other people can take the things that you did and apply it to their business. So here's me taking their advice and sharing my story about how the business got started and evolved so that you can take these lessons and put them into action for your business. So Grow Workspace is a service-based business, essentially. It's a subscription site, monthly and annual, and we provide business training and marketing material for people building their young living network marketing businesses. So a very specific audience, very specific. And before it was even a thing, before we even launched it as a business, and by we, it's me and my youngest sister, I was spending time with my ideal customer for Grow Workspace that I didn't even know was going to be a customer just as I was building my network marketing business. I was submerged in the Facebook groups. I would attend conventions and events and be surrounded by these people. As I was learning about how to build my business, I was sharing what I learned. I was building relationships with people, and we were teaching each other. If you don't know network marketing, it's a bit of a learn as you go business. So that's what I was doing. I was learning as I went, and I was sharing that. I was providing valuable information to the other people that were on the same journey. And so in that process, I started building resources for myself, for my team to use to solve the problem of I can't duplicate myself and I don't have enough time for all of these things. Okay, I'm a problem solver by nature. So if I have a problem in front of me, I'm going to figure out what can I do, create, how can I modify this so that I can whatever it is, save more time, reach more people. So I'm always trying to solve my own problems. And so this Grow Workspace was me trying to solve my problem of needing to educate a lot more people on products. So I would put it on this website and be able to direct people to there, create content for that. And then also business training. I was answering the same questions over and over again. So I created a business training that my members could go through, start to finish. You want to get started? Start here, work your way through the business training. And so I created this resource that I was using. Then I also selfishly wanted another resource, which led to the creation of a Facebook community that grew to over 40,000 people in a matter of weeks, I would say. I mean, maybe a month. But I essentially put together an event, and it was sort of summit style, where I had people come in and their expertise, and they shared on the topic. And because A, it was a resource that didn't exist and everyone wanted it. And then B, also the speakers just wanted to get their people to have access to it because I opened it up to everybody. It was free. Everyone was sharing it like crazy and it spread like wildfire. And that was just something now that I look back on and I think, gosh, that is one great way to grow an audience, is to connect yourself with other people who have the same audience that you do and tap into each other's audiences. Okay, so that was something that I just wanted to put together for myself, but then I opened it up to everybody else. That led to the success of Grow Workspace. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So I opened up this group and we had this summit. It was amazing. It still exists. To this day, Essential Oils for Professionals. It's an awesome resource and tool. And then I attended an event, a retreat that I had earned through the company. And so again, I was surrounded by more people that were just like me, building their businesses. And we were continuing building the relationships. We were talking about how do you do what, how do you train your business builders? How do you educate your members? How do you increase volumes? And all the things that us business builders talk about or business owners talk about. And my resource, Grow Workspace, which wasn't called that at the time, came up. And it was like, this is what I created for my team. And long story short, they all wanted to use it. And it was like, oh, okay. So I have this resource that could turn into a business. So 6 weeks later, Grow Workspace launched from that meeting. Everything got unbranded, rebranded. I brought my sister on board because I knew that I could not do all of the things. My strengths are her weaknesses. Her strengths are my weaknesses. So we literally are a perfect pair. And I knew that about myself and I knew that about her. So I brought her on board and we teamwork made it happen in literally 6 weeks. It was crazy madness. Lots of 2 a.m. mornings, 3 a.m. mornings, but totally worth it. So I had this audience through my Facebook group that I had created. And then I had something to sell. Right? So you hopefully have a customer and a client. We'll talk more about that if you don't later. And then you have something to sell. But what I knew was that all the people in that community were kind of a mix between product users and business builders, and Grow Workspace was just really for the business builder. It was really geared towards that. So I had to pull all the business builders out of that group. And I just had to think, how am I going to do that? I'm going to say like, hey, who wants Grow Workspace? No, I thought of a clever way. How am I going to get the most amount of emails possible? I'm going to create a freebie that just the business builders will want. So Claire and I put together a 90 days of IPA bootcamp, income producing activities bootcamp. We knew our product users that were only users wouldn't care for that. Like, why do I need that? But the business builders would eat it up. And so we presented that freebie on November 1st, 2017. We launched that freebie literally the same day that we launched Grow Workspace as a business. And we, shared it in the community that I had put together, kind of organized. And we said, hey, all you business builders, if you want to learn more about building the business, come on over here. We've got a free group for you. I have a free downloadable for you. Download it. Let's go through this together for the next 90 days. And people were downloading it left and right. We pulled about a fourth of those people, so about 10,000 people, out of that Facebook group that we knew were our ideal customer. Some people refer to it as an avatar, just the exact person that is going to buy your product or service. Okay, that was who it was. So we now had them in our own little pocket. We had all of their email addresses, and that resource, that free resource, funneled them directly into Grow Workspace. Okay, so we gave them a little snippet in the freebie, and then we said, if you love this and you want more, come check out Grow Workspace. It's a more extended version. You're going to get more content, more ideas, more marketing material. And so the people that we scooped out from the original group, we knew they were business builders. They wanted this content. We knew they would want Grow Workspace if they wanted that freebie that we gave. And so our email list turned into a killer email list that converted to a ton of sales. And we were signing up people for Grow Workspace for membership left and right. I think we had over 1,000 people within that first month. The price point was low. The resource was awesome. It didn't, quite exist that way at that price point anywhere else at that point in time, and still doesn't out there. So we just literally gathered everybody up. And it was crazy how people were just signing up left and right, downloading the checklist, signing up for the membership site. It was crazy first few weeks. But I want to take that story and I want to break it down a little bit into some of the things. This is not everything that you struggle with in your business. There's a whole long list, I'm sure. And if I don't cover it here, send me a message, voice message, text message, whatever you want, and tell me what you're struggling with in your business so that I can make sure to cover it in one of my next episodes. Okay? But I want to kind of go back into that story and take a look at a couple of the things that miraculously I did really right. Okay? So something that I know y'all have struggled with is finding your people. How do I find my people? How do I get in front of them? Okay, there's a couple different options here. There's free options, there's paid options. Free options, of course, social media, getting on Instagram, getting on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, so many different platforms you can utilize, Pinterest, all different kinds of things. And then there's, of course, paid options, so using ads, okay? I found my people by submerging myself into the community through Facebook. So I was in the Facebook groups that my ideal client, my ideal customer, my avatar was in. I was hanging out with them for 2 years, adding value, networking with them, building relationships with them. I was going to events, live events, convention, other events that were happening that were just these people. So I was submerging myself in the community through a couple different ways. I was leveraging Facebook. I was leveraging some live events. And this was ongoing for 3 years before Grow Workspace launched as a business. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to take you 3 years. Remember, I built that one community, that Facebook group of 40,000 people. That got put together in a month. We built that audience in a month tops. So it can happen fast. There's so many different ways to do it. We're going to go into that in more depth in other episodes. But I was spending the time finding those places where my people were at. Okay. Next question I get a lot is, how do you get their attention? okay, well, if I think back at my story with how I built my business, how did I get their attention? For 2 years, I was providing value in those groups. I was sharing the things that I was learning. I was helping other people with their questions that were going through the same thing. I created a resource, a Facebook group event that didn't exist out there. But it was just something that I needed and wanted, and they wanted it too. So you get their attention by adding a ton of great value. If you bring value to their life, they are going to love you, they're going to appreciate you, they're going to become your super fans, and they will stick around for a very long time. Okay? I had no idea that Grow Workspace was going to even become a business. And so, I certainly did come off as genuine because I literally had nothing to sell them at the time. And that's something that's also very important. You want to make sure that your people feel that you're very genuine. And if you truly want to help them, you will come off as genuine. Don't tell me I'm scared I'm going to be salesy. Well, are you trying to just get the sale, or are you really trying to help someone with your product or your service? Because if you're really trying to help them and you're coming from that loving place, they will see that and read that all over you, and they will know that you are true in your heart and you are being genuine and you're not just trying to sell them something. If you don't care about your client or your customer and you really are just trying to sell them something, they probably will think you're just being salesy and they won't buy from you. Okay, that's just my little free tip and advice for you. All right, so something else that I know that you struggle with is staying in front of your client. Okay, there's lots of ways to get in front of them. Like we said, you can be on Facebook, YouTube, and all of that. But how do you know you're staying in front of your client? Because your client or your customer is not always ready to buy right off the bat. Sometimes it takes 7 exposures. Sometimes it takes 20 exposures. So how can you guarantee that you are going to be in front of them that 20th time that they see it? There's a couple big options. There are ads, targeted ads. I am a sucker for an ad, a Facebook ad, an Instagram ad. I have bought a lot of weird stuff on Facebook through ads. You don't want to know the list. Maybe I'll share it one day. But I know they work. I visit a website. I was looking for chairs the other day for a new dining room table. And I was looking at all these different chairs and I found ones that I like. I copied the link. I texted it to my friend who's helping me decorate. And I said, these chairs are pretty cool. I get onto my Facebook or my Instagram, I can't remember which one, literally an ad for those exact chairs. I was like, this is crazy. Who is watching me? Who is listening? It's happening. They're listening. They're watching every single move you make on your phone. Okay, they're paying. The ads are all the things going on behind the scenes that I don't even understand. You click on a website and it can redirect to show you that ad. Ads are amazing. We run ads now. They convert like crazy. So we keep running ads because they work. So that's one big way to stay in front of your audience. If you know who they are, you can run ads to get in front of them over and over and over again, as opposed to just posting on Facebook or Instagram and hoping that your post shows up in their feed, because there's a lot of things that can get in the way for you showing up in front of someone. The algorithm, how much did people interact with your post right after you posted it? If there was no interaction, it's probably not going to go on very many people's feeds. How much are they interacting with you? So the point there is that just posting is not a guarantee that you're going to get in front of the same person over and over and over again, which is what you want. Okay, so if ads are out, you're like, can't afford ads right now, consider it something later. I highly recommend them. Emails. Some people say that email addresses or getting emails is dead. But I say that they're dead wrong, because emails still work. Now, it's unlikely that you're going to get 100% open rate. And if you do, please send me a message so I can have you on here to share all of your email opening secrets with us. But people still do open email. People still do look at email. And so if you have your customer's email address, you can guarantee whenever you want to send them a message, it's going to go right to their email inbox. Okay? And they may open every 5th email that you send. They may open every email that you send. If they love the content that you're providing, they will open it a lot more often, right? And most likely they've opted into your email, so they want to hear what you have to say, okay? So how do you get an email address? I love using a free downloadable, something that we tradesies. You give me your name and your email address, I give you this free downloadable. So with Grow Workspace, we did that with our free 90-day income producing activity checklist. Okay? We provided that free downloadable. They had to give us their name and email address. And then with that email address, I was able to send them emails on a regular basis that pushed them, funneled them over to Grow Workspace. Okay, if you're loving this, check out more with Grow Workspace. Okay, the marketing message was a little bit better than that. We can have a whole other copy writing podcast episode. But that is how we did it with Grow Workspace. We offered a freebie we knew that our ideal customer would want, and they downloaded it. They traded their email address for the freebie. Okay. Now, the other piece, converting sales. So we have all these email addresses, but you don't just want to be collecting anyone's email address. You want to make sure that they really want what you have to sell them, or you're not going to get the sale. So our freebie was a teaser, a snippet, same topic as what we were then selling them, this membership subscription site. We gave you some here, very valuable, very actionable steps that you can do. If you want a super in-depth lesson on it, or you want even more, or you want some marketing materials to use to do that and make that easier, come over to Grow Workspace, subscribe to our membership, and you will have access to all of that. So the people that wanted Grow Workspace wanted the freebie, or the people that wanted the freebie also wanted Grow Workspace because they were tied together. Okay, that is how we built our audience. We generated an email list that converted to sales. That's it, you guys. It's a simple concept. And actually, after thinking about it in the process, I put together a simple 5 steps to creating a killer email list that converts to sales. And I break down those steps one by one, and I give some examples of those, and I give you ideas and spaces to put your own ideas where you can come up with what types of things you can offer for your ideal client, how to even understand who your ideal client is. I put that together for you. It's over on my website. You can grab the free gift, hop over to my website, www.thechrissychin.com, TheChrissYchin.com, and you can snag that free downloadable. It's called I don't even remember what it's called, you guys. Okay, no, I do. It's called My Simple 5 Steps to Creating a Killer Email List That Converts to Sales. So you can hop over there, download that, check it out. I am going to have more guests on here that are going to dive more into some of these topics that I just touched on. We talked about where you can find your audience, or platforms that you can use to get in front of your audience, things like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm very good at Facebook. I'm good at Instagram. I don't know anything about YouTube. That was not how I built my audience. So I'm going to have people, a friend of mine, Graham Cochran, who's going to come on, and he's got over 500,000 YouTube subscribers. He's going to come on and share his secrets with us. about YouTube. So I'm going to have more specialty people on here to talk about their expertise, how they built their business. So if YouTube is your jam, if you know videos through YouTube are going to be how you're going to sell your product, you're going to get secrets from him. If Facebook ads are your jam, you're going to learn from Rob Booker. Okay, I've got all these people lined up. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Hit that little subscribe button. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Chrissy Chin, Instagram, The Chrissy Chin. Follow me there. Facebook, all the places is the Chrissy Chin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next week, go download my my simple, we're going to have a bloopers reel. I'm not editing that out. That will be in the bloopers reel probably a million times. My simple 5 steps to creating a killer email list that converts to sales. Until next week, go download that, read through it, start taking some of those action steps that I put in there so you can figure out how to take this same model and apply it to your business to create a killer email list that converts to sales. Until next time, I'll see you later.